And are we on the last week of March already?
Yes,
Is-
indeed, we are.
Oh my
Wow.
Lord. Where did this
Not.
month go? Where is this time going? I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh, well, we were gone for 2 weeks out of the month, I think.
Yeah, well,
That's
not
what it
not
is.
quite two. It's like a week and a day or two. But
Yeah.
Right now we're in
Yeah.
the last full week of March. Next week we have 4 days.
oh, that's right. Because actually March is a full month. It's 31 days. Speaking of which, Jared, the 31st, I believe, if you want to pull up your calendar, I believe the 31st is a Wednesday. Check me and see if I'm correct.
That is
on
correct, yes.
Okay.
It'll be the Legion of Michael.
Yeah, we always do the Legion of Michael live Q&A on the last Thursday of the month. And we're taking it all the way down to the wire this month. So it's going to be the 31st at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. If you're listening and you're wondering about that, there's your answer. All right, what are we going to talk about today? I've got some good news. This positive piece of news popped up after I had already formatted the show notes, so I grabbed it and dropped it in there. And then we have something positive affirmative, proactive. If we hope to have a representative republic called the United States of America ever again, we're going to have to pass the Voter Integrity Act. It's going to happen. So we're going to talk about that today, right after Zach plays the music.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I've got a story here from, let's see. Not sure the source. DailyWire.com. DailyWire.com. You notice that we're getting most of our sources now from Daily Wire, not Breitbart? I don't know why. It just seems like the stories that we need to talk about are there. Nothing personal. Have you noticed that though? I haven't. Maybe something changed and I'm not getting notifications from Breitbart like I used to. But we've got a story here, Jared. If you've got it open, it's from DailyWire.com. It's from March 17th, so pretty much a brand new story. And I'm going to give the devil his due. If somebody does something good, something positive, I don't care whether they're a Democrat or Republican or whatever. Now we know that the Democrat Party is essentially the party of Satan. There's no doubt about that. But in South Carolina, it's a little bit different. I believe it's South. Yep, South Carolina. All right, Jared, go ahead and read the story, will you? This is a good news.
Democrat introduces bill to ban minors from getting transgender reassignment surgery and treatments. This is South Carolina Democrat State Rep Caesar McKnight, who's a Democrat from 101. He's from room 101.
Yeah, he's from room 101.
He has introduced legislation to ban minors from undergoing transgender reassignment surgery and from receiving medications from doctors to alter gender or delay puberty. It's really interesting that this is even a thing.
It's psycho that we even have to talk about this. That's the psycho world that we live in, that we're even having to bring this up.
Well, if we look back to, I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, but Ayn Rand wrote not really a book, but it was just kind of an essay about the Comprachicos. It was people that would essentially take kids and turn them into freaks so that they could be
entertainment.
Yeah, they could be entertainment for the king and his party. And it's almost this something similar, because if you haven't even hit puberty yet, you don't have the ability to make decisions that affect your life long term.
Your brain is not fully developed yet.
It's just not developed enough. But anyway, back to the story. It says the bill, called the South Carolina Vulnerable Child Compassion and Protection Act, would ban minors from being able to receive transgender surgeries and medical treatments, and would charge any person with felonies with the potential of prison sentences up to 20 years for violating the proposed law. The bills, there's some bill text here if you'd like me to read it. It says, ... ellipsis. No person shall engage in, counsel, make a reference for, or cause any of the following practices to be performed upon a minor if the practice is performed for the purpose of attempting to alter the appearance of or affirm the minor's perception of the minor's gender or sex, if that perception is inconsistent with the minor's sex as defined in this chapter. So 1, you cannot prescribing, dispensing, administering, or otherwise supplying puberty blocking medication to stop or delay normal puberty. 2, prescribing, dispensing, administering, or otherwise supplying, I've never seen this word written in my life,
supraphysiologic doses of testosterone and other androgens to females.
You know what I have? I have seen that and heard that. It must have been in a news story, but supraphysiologic doses of testosterone or other androgens to females.
Probably saw that in a medical strength training book.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And number 3 is prescribing, dispensing, administering, or otherwise supplying supraphysiologic doses of estrogen to males. Number 4 is performing surgeries that sterilize, including castration, vasectomy, hysterectomy, oophorectomy, archaeectomy, and penectomy.
That means to cut someone's dick off.
Yeah, I know. Is that? I mean,
okay,
is there a? See, I'm not a medical professional, and this is where my lack of knowledge kind of it would hurt me in this aspect of knowing the answer to this question. Is there a case where a minor would need one of these surgeries done to continue life?
No. No. Yeah, it's like, well, we're going to cut their wee-wee off so they can be a girl. No. First of all, right, I'm going to go ahead and opine right now. It is sick that we live in a world where this actually even has to be a thing. It is sick to me to think that there are medical doctors in the United States of America that are sitting down with little boys and little girls and crafting a way to mutate them and mutilate them. That's sick. All right, any doctor that would do that is evil, is a villain. Okay, that person doesn't need to be a doctor. No, but this little 7-year-old thinks that they're a girl, but they have a wee-wee. No. Somebody's got to be an adult here, and thank the Lord that this Caesar McKnight from South Carolina has stepped forward to be an adult and say, no, all right? No, we're not going to give 12-year-olds we're not going to give them massive doses of testosterone or estrogen or whatever. Do you know why? Excuse me. I'm going to clear my throat, and then I'm going to say this to the whole world. Do you know why so many people who have abused growth hormones and steroids later on in life have serious mental issues? Ergo Bruce Jenner. Ergo former Navy SEAL wants to be a chick now. Ergo, all right, you don't screw with hormones. It alters your brain development. No, but this person really feels like inside of them that they're a girl, that they're a woman, even though they have a penis. How do we get humans with their brains so twisted and upside down that they can't just be happy in the body that they're in? Jared, that's a great question. Don't liberals and leftists and socialists tell us that body shaming is wrong and everyone should be happy with the body that they're in, whether they're skinny or fat or tall or short or redheaded or blonde or have freckles or don't have freckles? You should just be happy with the body that you're in. right?
Yeah.
They're always talking about positive body image and it doesn't matter, and we put the pictures of overweight chicks on Cosmo or whatever and say, this is normal or this is healthy or whatever. So on one hand, they're feeding us this you should be happy with the body you're in. And then on the other hand,
You want to have a news flash real quick?
What's that?
There are 0 teenagers in the world that are happy with the body that they're in. 0.
But
and maybe even adults, who knows? I mean, as you get older, you're like, whatever, I can only do so much. But it's like when you're a teenager, there are things that you pay attention to and that seemingly matter more than life itself. And the body image is one of those things that I would venture to say that there are 0 teenagers that.
It's almost someone who looked a lot like me has said that when you're 18, I started saying, I mean, it's been 30 years or more. I said, look, everyone should have the epiphany. Like when you're 18, things that seem critically life and death important to you, by the time you're 21, you look back at your 18 or 17-year-old self and you say, what was I thinking?
And also, as the person here who is 18 most recently, I can also contest that I was a freaking idiot at the time as well. In addition,
I'm 30 years old. I might still be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'm 31. See, I just proved my point.
So yeah, people, you should a human should have that. See, that's the thing about being a human. Adults, you talk to teenagers and they're like, no, you don't understand. If I can't do this right now, the world is going to end. That's when, as an adult, you say, I know you think that, but let me tell you a story, right? And then you help them. You help them realize that. You boys remember me telling you that when you were younger, how things that you thought were life and death critical when you were a teenager, by the time you're 21, you're going to look back and say, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know, how many people when they're 13 or 14 are going to be a blank, right? They're going to be a ballerina, or they're going to be a veterinarian, or they're going to be an astronaut, or they're going to be a whatever. And then by the time they're 21, they're like, I don't even know what I was thinking. But whatever. Can you imagine a 13-year-old who says, I think I want to be a boy. Shoot me up full of testosterone. And they're 21 and they're just all kinds of whacked out. Ladies and gentlemen, quit screwing with nature. God knew what he was doing when he built you, when he knew you in the womb. Quit screwing with it. And we applaud this guy, whether he's Democrat, Republican, agnostic, atheistic, independent, proletariat, whatever this dude is. I applaud him for being the adult in the situation here. And we applaud South Carolina. So Zach says, and we're moving on. Zach says, did you see that Kane is a moron tweet? No, I did not see that.
Okay, 1 second. I will drop it in the. Dad, you have access to your Slack right now.
I can have that. Yeah.
I read that as Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah. No, not Kanye. The other one. Yeah, but no. Just because, as you know, Kane Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knox County, was also formerly known as the wrestler Kane.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
I don't know, but
Couldn't tell because he was laughing over you.
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs.
No, what I'm saying is that the Zoom cuts us off, or like when one person's talking. At least it does for me. I don't know if it does for you.
Yeah, but if you're watching the show, you can read it on the screen. But what it says is, it's a tweet from him. It says, "Freedom of speech means the right to say things people don't want to hear. I'll stand up for the First Amendment every time, no matter what, even if what you say hurts my feelings." And it's a picture of him taking a selfie by a sign that says, "The wrestler mayor is a moron."
Yeah.
And you know what? That's integrity right there. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it's your right to say it.
That's right. And I don't think they did a little sign. They wouldn't say it to his face.
Oh, probably not. Probably not.
Unless you're feeling like a little suicidal.
Feeling
Who
like
was
Frogger.
it that said it was a professional boxer or fighter or somebody that said something like the social media has made all you people really comfortable with us with just disrespecting people because you can't be punched in the face is essentially what it was.
I think that was McGregor.
Yeah.
McGregor.
Yeah.
It sounds like something he would say.
Oh, and it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
People, they hide, and that's just the sick, insidious thing about the internet. They hide behind the anonymity or the distance that it gives them to, and they will say things that they would never. It goes back to the old timey phone balls thing. People would say stuff on the phone that they wouldn't say in your to your face.
And that became keyboard balls or forum balls.
Yeah, and forum balls. It became forum balls where people would get on these forums and spout all kinds of ridiculous crap because they knew that they couldn't get punched in the face for it. So, all right, let's move on to
Wait, hold on. One more
breaks.
thing. Ryan Barker brought up a good point. He said kids are too immature to own firearms until they're 18 plus, but they can assign their gender at 6.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's psycho. It's complete psycho. And someone actually, I believe it's in the story. It might have been in the story where there's a quote from someone that says, "Look, we won't let 5-year-olds or 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds. We won't let them buy cigarettes or guns or vote or anything else." And here's a psycho thing, you guys in America. You want to have a real conversation, a hard conversation. How is it that smoking a cigarette is more important or more critical than voting for the president of the United States and the future of our nation?
Because they want as many people as humanly possible, even those who aren't, smart enough to know the reparations to vote for the president.
Reparations.
Reparations. Repercussions.
Repercussions. That's the word.
Yeah. So you boys understand that voting age used to be 21 in America.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats pushed for an amendment to make it 18. Because as adult humans, 100, 200 years ago, we knew, hey, 18-year-olds are still, their brains are still developing. They're still learning how to be citizens, how to be adults. So let's just wait till they're 21 to have them voting for the future of our nation, have them deciding the future of the nation. How many of you know an 18-year-old that you would want to put in the driver's seat and allow to determine the future of our nation?
Nowadays, none.
How many of you know 18-year-olds? You're like, oh, these 18-year-olds over here, they should be in charge of the whole city. We'll put them in charge of making all the decisions because they're geniuses.
Yeah. And from my understanding, the 21-year-old voting age, the purpose of that was to give the 18-year-old a few years of life experience rather than letting them come directly out of school and do the thing.
So a kid that is either still in high school or just graduated knows nothing about the real world. They think they do. But they don't. And so, let them get out for 3 years and pay taxes.
I can attest. They think they do. I did.
Let them pay taxes for 3 years. 18-year-olds who either still live with their mommies and daddies or are going to school and never paid taxes, we're going to let them vote for the future of our nation. And I don't want to go too far off on it, but think about that. Think about that for a second. Duracoat, I'm excited. I am excited to bring you the following news. Duracoat University is live.
Woo!
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I got an email the other day from my friends at Duracoat telling me that the Duracoat University is live. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we've been kind of teasing you guys about this for a little while. We've been talking about it. And, he said, hey, if you are a small-time gun shop or an entrepreneur, or maybe you're a gunsmith or what have you, and you want to, give your customers another product. Because that's what this is. It's offering a new product to your customer base. Your customers are like, hey, man, guns are expensive. Ammo's hard to come by, yada, yada. But I got some cash, and I'd really like you to turn this gun into something good looking or sexy or
Hey,
whatever.
good looking.
Hey, good looking. Be back to pick you up later. So, so Duracoat University is live, and you can sign up. And we're gonna go ahead and I'll drop the link in the show notes for you guys if you want. So check those guys out because Duracoat. Why?
Because life's too short to have an ugly gun.
That's right. It is. Exactly.
P.S. I
Drop
need
that
to pick up. I did that for you.
Okay.
I need to pick up the little lady stencils if you have some over there.
Yeah. Remind me when you.
Okay. If not, then I'll order some. But if you have some, then
You know
I
those came from Freedom Stencils.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So are the skull ones? You know what I should do? Don't we still have? We have an SOTG gun tattoo that's available through Duracoat Fire and Finishes.
Yeah.
I should put one of those on there.
Whatever you gotta do, man.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Think about it. All right. So while you guys are thinking about Duracoat University, I'm going to remind you that you should be dangerous on demand. And how can you do that? Actually carry your gun. Look at that. Me coming up with solutions. You having problems, me offering solutions. If you go to crossbreedholsters.com, use the promo code SOTG. You're going to save some money on a high-quality holster, whether it's the most comfortable inside the waistband holster you're ever going to wear. That's the Super Tuck Deluxe. Not the other thing. Although I think they should have done it. They should have pulled the trigger on that.
Yeah.
Those who've been with us for a while know.
You know what the good thing is, though?
What's that?
If you haven't been for us with a while, or I mean, jeez.
If you haven't been for us with a while, words and things. Professional radio production.
Yes, we're here for you. If you haven't been with us for a while, then the good news is you can go back and listen to the old episodes, and then you'll be in on the scoop. You will have the scoop of what we're talking about.
Go back and listen to some old episodes. You'll be like, what?
I recommend starting at number 1 so that you can see the progression of the radio show.
And by August, you'll be caught up. So check them out. Crossbreed Holsters, use a promo code SOTG, be a happy camper. Brownell's got everything that goes in, on, and around a gun. If you need stuff, pieces, parts, components, stocks, all that. Last week, we talked about the ammo that was in stock. I got another email this week telling me about ammo that was in stock. So, of course, it was gone the next day, but go to Brownells.com, sign up for their newsletter, and then you'll get the same emails that I do, so you'll know when stuff is in stock. There you go. And I am noticing it's not dramatic by any stretch of the imagination. The prices, here's what I believe people are doing, Jared. I believe these wholesalers and retailers and online merchants, they're getting it, and they're looking around, they're like, okay, what price can we mark this at so people won't panic buy like lunatics, but it's also not crazy high? Mm-hmm. So what it's doing is it's coming down just a little bit at a time. Like I'm seeing 5.56, 223 now back in the 50 cents a shot range, and you're like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous for 2 years ago, but for 1 year ago, it's not ridiculous. So it's slowly ticking down. We mentioned last week that Brownells had AK ammo, 7.62 by 39 for 33 cents a shot, which is not great for that ammo, but for centerfire rifle ammo in the current climate in which we live, it actually is. So take it for what you will.
I'm looking for a link, and I can't find it.
A link? Now, are you looking for a link?
Brownells recently launched something that was called the Brownells Armory, and it essentially is, right now, the most difficult thing for the online shopper is to find stuff that is in stock, And so what Brownells did is they made it easy. Rather than having to search through their site and say, this isn't in stock, crap, now I got to keep looking. You just go to Brownell's Armory and you can have everything that is in stock. And I actually found the link, so I'm going to drop it in the show notes. If you're on a podcast application, then you just go tap the little show image. It'll bring up the notes, and you've got all the links there. If you're listening on studentofthegun.com, that's even better because the description is right there for you.
Yeah, I don't know if I am like you folks out there. I get extremely frustrated when I get an email from some of these companies and they're like, hey, da-da-da-da-da, deal on. I open the email, I go there, out of stock. Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. I actually had one company, I'm not going to say their name because they don't pay me to
Should
say.
have been there faster.
Shouldn't have. Yeah, where I went to their site and everything they had listed in the email as a cool deal was out of stock.
It must have been a really cool deal then, because
yeah, it must have been a great deal.
Gone.
And I thought, well, maybe I'm a jerk and I just waited too long. And then I looked, I was like, no, actually, I got this email 45 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe it's just the, maybe it's just the way of the world or whatever. But oh, yes, indeed. All right, Zach, it's Monday. What does that mean? That means that our listeners need to close a hole under their nose and open up both of their ears and listen louder.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Yes, indeedy do. Yes, indeedy do. All right. So, guys, gals, chicks, we've got a couple of stories. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them, but I want you to hear the details, because the details of which we speak, well, they play in with our discussion about the Voter Integrity Act. And it's a doggone, do you like that? It's a doggone shame that we're in a world where this even has to be discussed. But it is. So
this world has existed before.
Yep. So let's go to pjmedia.com, a story from March 17. New data shows.
Yep. New data shows 92,367, and that's a specific number, so it's true. Mail ballots in Nevada went to wrong addresses in a single county. So 92,367 went to the wrong address, and that was all inside of one single county in Nevada. Hindsight is 2020, and now numbers from the 2020 election show how Nevada made a mistake rushing to automatic mail ballots. Dirty voter rolls combined with automatic mail made the 2020 election a mess in Nevada. Concrete post-election data show that 92,367 mail ballots sent out by Clark County election officials came back as undeliverable. They had incorrect or outdated addresses. That means that they were sent where the registered voter did not live. That means someone else could have snatched those misdirected live ballots. That means someone probably did. Well,
yeah.
if they were returned, then
so
would they not have?
Right. The question we have is, so if you get Jared, didn't you get 2 ballots?
Me? No.
You didn't?
No.
I thought you got double balloted.
No. We got one for each of us.
Okay. But I thought maybe it wasn't you. It was somebody that I know actually ended up getting a ballot sent to their previous address. Then they moved before the election and they got another one.
I don't think so.
And I thought it was you, but maybe not. because you said I'm just going to hold on to it because I already did mine. But my point is this mad, psychotic, insane rush to have people vote by mail is out of control. We can't look at this and say, well, I mean, in any system, there'll be a couple of mistakes. There'll be a few mistakes. No. All right, look, this is one county in one state where we have almost 100,000, nearly 100,000 erroneous ballots. So we've just decided that the future of our nation is so worthless that we'll just print up ballots and hand them out to kindergartners. We might as well go around to the elementary schools now and just start handing little kids. I mean, hell, a 7-year-old can decide that it wants to transgender into a girl or a boy. Why don't we just hand them ballots? Go to the prisons. We'll go to the homeless shelters. We'll go to the Home Depot where Juan and Carlos and Miguel are standing around the parking lot looking for day labor. Screw it. Give those guys ballots. Everybody gets a ballot. It's like the Oprah show, man. You get a ballot and you get a ballot. You and you and you. Everyone gets one.
So in Clark County, Nevada, the population of Clark County, Nevada is 2,267,000 people as of 2019. And this says that there were 92,367 ballots that were returned. Mm-hmm. And so that's 4%. If we use the global pandemic as an example of what is an emergency and what is not, 4%. So if 92,367 people died out of 2,267,000, then we would be freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it over the last year that 4% of people are less than 4% of people actually died. And
a fraction of a percent.
Yeah.
And we can't even trust those numbers because we know now that they were, you had pneumonia and you died. Well, if somebody dies from pneumonia, we don't get $3,000 from the federal government. But if they died from COVID, we do.
Well,
so,
I mean, the
check that block.
The accuracy of the numbers doesn't really matter in this case.
Yeah, right.
We do know that for a fact that less than 4% in some states were considered deaths. Well, this is 4% in one single county.
One county. Sorry, that's one story. So we know about nearly 100,000 fraudulent ballots in one county, in one state. Let's go to the next story.
Opening. I was just looking at their legal doc. Michigan judge rules secretary of state violated election law by unilaterally changing absentee voting rules. This is something that we talked about on the grad program, I believe.
Yep. But it has to do with mail-in voting again. Yep.
So a judge has ruled that Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson violated state law last year when she issued guidance on how absentee ballots should be evaluated. State Court of Claims Judge Christopher Murray ruled last week that Benson, a Democrat, did not follow the proper rulemaking process when instructing voting clerks in October to presume the accuracy of absentee ballot signatures, and the guidance is now invalid. The presumption is found nowhere in state law, and that was a quote from Murray, who is a Republican-appointed judge. And he continued that, quote, the mandatory presumption goes beyond the realm of mere advice and direction, and instead is a substantive directive that adds to the pertinent signature matching standards, end quote. Murray wrote that Benson issued the rules without following the process for creating a rule under state and federal law, thus violating the state's Administrative Procedures Act.
Yep. So we're not going to go too much farther in that, but what do we know? We know this happened in Georgia. We know it happened in Pennsylvania. We know this happened in Minnesota and Wisconsin. We know that this happened all over the United States, especially in battleground states, right? Ironically, or coincidentally, the battleground states like Michigan and Wisconsin and so forth, Pennsylvania, Ohio, you name it, Georgia, so forth. The secretaries of state just like, well, you know what? If it smells good, just go ahead and count it. Yeah, but like there's 100,000 votes and they all have matching signature, the same signatures on them, or they have none, or they came in after they were postmarked after the date. Just count them. Just count them. No big deal. Just count them. That was part of the lawsuit that Texas put forward. Said, hey, all these states who pushed Sniffy Joe into the White House, they all had voter fraud. They all had voter irregularities. I like how we use the nice term, irregularity. Well, it's an irregularity.
It's
It's
an irregularity when it's in favor of the Democrats. It's fraudulence in favor of the Republicans.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a peaceful protest when it's the Democrats. It's a riot when it's the Republicans.
Oh, we got something to talk about.
No, it's a siege.
Yeah,
it's different than a riot.
The siege of the Capitol building.
A siege
I still don't
and
think
or
that
a
was,
riot.
That was quote unquote Republicans, but
no, it wasn't. It was too convenient. It's a Reichstag fire, man.
Well, I mean, I watched videos of the people, and they are interesting individuals.
So, well, all right, they've got a guy in custody who is on record, who was part of the siege riots at the Capitol, who up to that point had been all Antifa, BLM all over the country. And it's not a secret. He's in custody, but the mainstream news media is like, yeah, whatever. So that doesn't prove anything. And they're like, yeah, but this guy was actually a paid Antifa agitator. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's over now. It's over. We got our guy in the White House, so we don't care. So these are just two stories. Now, there are many more. There have been the lawsuit. Which was the latest lawsuit that the Supreme Court ignored? Was it the Pennsylvania lawsuit?
I think so.
And before that, they ignored the Texas lawsuit.
Yeah.
So
did anybody find any of the dissensions that were written by the Supreme Court justices?
Yeah,
I was able to find one from Justice Thomas, but I don't know where the rest of them are.
Yeah, well, Thomas wrote dissenting opinions both times and said, "Hey, these guys are failing their duty.
Yeah,
they literally are. They've abdicated and failed in their duty to the American people. They've essentially just said, fornicate the people. Was
he the only one that wrote dissenting opinion?
There was two.
I can't find the other dissension, and I can't find the regular opinion pieces either. I just don't know where to look, I guess.
Yeah.
Because when you search it on Google, it comes up with news stories. Like, I don't want news stories. I want the actual thing to read it.
Facts. Yeah. I don't want someone from CNN telling me what I think. All right. At some point in time, the adults in this country are going to have to stand up and make hard decisions. You're going to have to make unpopular decisions or decisions that require courage. The reason that we're in this position we are in right now as a nation has been because of a lack of courage, a lack of mental maturity. You see, when you're the adult, how many of you guys are parents? I am. When you're a parent, sometimes you have to make unpopular decisions. Your kids aren't going to like it. But you know what? It's not your job to be your kid's buddy. It's not your job to be your kid's friend. It's your job to make sure that the right decisions are made and that the household is taken care of. Now, they might not be happy. You're like, oh, but what? But just no. Somebody has to be an adult and stop living and ruling themselves by emotions and fear. We allowed the year 2021 to materialize. The problems that we're experiencing right now are based upon an inability of the American people in the year 2020 to face reality, stand up, and be adults. Well, I know this is dumb, and I know it doesn't make any sense, and I know it's silly, but just go along with it. I know that that every week the advice changes and we get a different story every other day from the news media about what we should do and what we shouldn't do and what we should not do. But just go along with it. I mean, you got to learn to pick your battles. That's one of my favorite ones. People say, you got to learn to pick your battles. That's when I say, oh, when's the last time you picked a battle? You see, it used to be the advice, learn to pick your battles, was about strategy. That's not anymore. When people say, well, you got, figure out, pick your battles, they're not talking about strategy. The people who say that today are using it as an excuse not to do what needs to be done. They sound reasonable. They say, oh, well, you learn to pick your battles. Oh, okay. Well, which battle are we going to fight? Oh, none. The answer is none. We're not going to fight any battles. We're just going to allow it to be rolled over. We were rolled over in November and December and all the way through. The people of the United States of America were rolled up on. We allowed them to steamroll us into submission because we didn't want to pick a battle. Because we didn't have enough people to stand up and be adults and say, no, this is wrong. We can see it. It's 2021, and there is no way an intellectually honest person can say that absentee mail-in ballots lead to anything but lead to massive fraud. And if not fraud, at very least, a way to confuse the system. And you see, that's what the left, right. The left is Satan and Satan is the left. That's what they're so good at, is causing confusion. And so they cause so much confusion that what do you do, Jared? What do people do when they don't understand or they're confused or they have conflicting information? What's the natural default of a human?
To do the easy stuff.
To just give up.
Yeah.
To just, well, I don't. Why do you think bills that are put forth by Congress are 138,000 words? Because they know the average person is not going to read it.
Not going to read. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that?
Not even the average person. Like people that are quote unquote above average won't even read it.
Yeah.
Hell, people above average won't even read a 20-page bill.
Right. And when they put in all the legalese, all the jargon in here for to and there in the case of derp. I got one for you, Jared. As you guys grow, you'll notice that your local propositions will be worded in a way that if you support that actual thought, you have to vote no. Have you encountered that yet as a voter, Jared, where a proposition is on a bill or is on the ballot?
Yeah, I believe it was actually this year. No. Yeah. There was one specific that I can think of, but I can't remember there was a few of them. There was actually a lot of amendments and stuff this year on the 2020 ballot.
If you voted yes, then the bill would be defeated. And then if you voted no, it would be affirmed. They should bill be affirmed or should it be denied? You're like, what's going on here? Let's just use regular talk, regular English, regular speak. At very least, and I don't believe this. I know in my heart of hearts, because I've been paying attention, Jared, we explained how this whole deal is a 20-year scam. It's a 20-year program to defraud the American people, starting with Al Gore and the hanging Chad. Starting with the 2000 election where Al Gore sued because punch card ballots were supposedly unreliable. Can't do those anymore. But they're super straightforward. And as a matter of fact, punch card ballots, if you pull the ballot out and just look at the paper, it's a secret ballot. So Whereas if you have a printed ballot and you check Donald Trump, and the vote counters are like, screw Donald Trump, I'm not counting this ballot, and they throw it in the garbage. But with the punch card ballots, you pull out the punch card and you look at it, and you're like, oh, well, it's a card. It's a blank card. It's a secret ballot. So 20 years ago, we started down this path of how to steal the election from the American people, and we're there. The Voter Integrity Act of 2021 is a product of my brain. And I would suggest that you demand the following. Every state in the union needs to pass the Voter Integrity Act.
Did you know that there's a Voter Integrity Protection Act that was introduced on January 4th, 2021?
No, is there really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know
I'm
that.
looking at it right now. It seems to be related to, it says to amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to make voting in a federal election by an unlawfully present alien an aggravated felony and for other purposes.
There you go. Number 1, absentee ballots to active duty military personnel only. End of story. No, Paul, but you don't understand. Some people don't want to leave their house. I don't care. This is when you have to stand up and be an adult. You're like, yeah, but voting by mail is super convenient. How is determining the future of the nation and your children's future something that you do based upon whether or not it's convenient? Well, I mean, I want to ensure my children's future, but I'm not going to ensure their future if it's not convenient. The future of this nation isn't worth you taking your sorry butt down to a physical polling place. No, I just don't have time for that. Bull crap. Absentee ballots to active duty military personnel only. Number 2, in-person voting with ID only, verified against voter enrollment records. This is how America used to be. You showed up at the polling place. There was a nice little lady sitting there, and she had a great big book. And in the book were names. All right. And if you showed her your ID, she went through. She's like, yep, you are a registered voter. You're a lawful, legal, registered voter in this district. Here is your ballot. Rock on. Paper punch card ballots hand counted by district polling places only. No computer tabulation. Nullify and remove all motor voter rules. Oh, no, Paul, that's super convenient. You can go and get registered to vote when you get a driver's license. You mean like the tens and hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens getting driver's licenses and then accidentally getting registered to vote? Hey, Jared, how many of those accidentally registered to vote illegal aliens you suppose got mail-in ballots?
That's a good question.
But that wouldn't happen. No, it would happen, and it did happen. And we have proof that, all right, first of all, we've lost our minds giving people who are in our country illegally driver's licenses. What is that all about? And then we accidentally registered them to vote. Oops, our bad. No, wrong. This was done on purpose. Yeah, Paul, but it's really super inconvenient to register to vote. No, it's not. Going back again, the future of your nation, your children and grandchildren's future, you're going to determine based on whether or not it's convenient. Well, if it's inconvenient, then I just don't have time. Then you shouldn't be making decisions for the country. If you can't take the time to register to vote, you shouldn't be making decisions for the rest of the country. You're a lazy, stupid slug, and I don't want you determining my grandchildren's future. Any county where more voter registrations than eligible voters are discovered loses its votes. The votes of that county are nullified. So, Ergo, Michigan. Counties in Michigan with 130% voter registration. That means there's at least 30% fraud. And probably more than that, because we all know, adult humans know, that you never get a 100% adult voter registration. That's like I don't even know. How can you look me in the eye and say, well, in Wayne County, Michigan, we had 117% voter registration. That means we had more registrations than we had people eligible to vote. But our vote counts. Our county vote counts. No, it doesn't, because it's fraud. If you're going to count the votes of a county that commits fraud, why should they not do it? You're rewarding bad behavior. The electoral votes of the state of Michigan should have been nullified. They had Jared, what did we say, 35 or 33 counties in Michigan had more registered voters more voter registrations than they had humans eligible to vote? How is that not absolute and direct fraud? How can you trust those votes? Well, I mean, you can't disenfranchise people. Yeah. And then number 6, voter fraud is a 4th-degree felony. You have to punish bad behavior. So if you want integrity in your election, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be an adult and stand up and tell your reps, whether it's in Maine, Michigan, Wyoming, Pennsylvania, whatever, that they have to pass this. There is no way we have a future as a republic without this. If we go into 2022 with the same thing that we did in 2020, we're not represented. The people are not represented. The ruling class is the only one that's represented. Absentee ballots to active duty military only. Those are the only people that have an excuse not to vote at a polling place. In-person voting with ID only, verified by voter enrollment records. Paper punch ballots, hand counted by the district in that polling place. At the fire department, at the library, at the Lutheran church basement, whatever. You guys know how it goes. No computer tabulated. No, can't do it. Can't trust it. We cannot trust it. Oh, well, that one glitch in Michigan where they accidentally switched 9,000 votes from Trump to Biden. That was a one-time glitch. And it doesn't matter anyway. Really? Integrity of the vote. No more motor voter. We've seen that system was set up to be abused, and it was abused. Surprise. It's almost like they set us up to fail on purpose. Any county with more voter registrations than eligible voters will lose its vote. It's nullified. It doesn't count. You want your county's votes to count? Then take care of your business and make sure that there's no fraud going on. And number 6, voter fraud will be a 4th-degree felony. There you go. That's it. It's that simple. It's not 138,000 words. This is a one-page bill. Everyone can understand it. Everyone can read it. It's a one-page bill, and this is how adults are going to have to fix this country. And you say, Paul, they won't do it. Nobody will do it. We can't do it. Why? Because it'd be hard. It'd be difficult. Oh, it'd be hard and it'd be difficult, and CNN won't like it. So let's just flush our kids' futures down the toilet because it'd be hard and difficult, and CNN won't like it. All right, guys. We're going to move on Wednesday. 3 stupid things gun makers keep putting on defensive pistols. Yep, I'm going to talk about it. Until then, remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're a beginner once.
You're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
All right, we're back.
All right. All right, Jared, I'm going to go grab us a drink real quick.
Yeah,
Can
I need to
you-
refill my coffee.
All right. Can you verify how we're going to do this? How we're going to connect all of us?
We haven't got a thing yet.
No, I haven't.
All right.
So I'm going to go take a leak and get some coffee, and then I'll be right back.
And I'm gonna use the bathroom as well. So
All right, don't forget to turn loop off after you get back.
I'll turn the loop off, but guys, we'll be back in just a minute. All right. I was late to start, and they're late to come back. Would you check that out? Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're kind of back at the moment. I'm here, and we're waiting for Jared and Dad to return. So, how's everyone liking the show so far? Everything's horrible and depressing, except for that one thing, yes. Well, we'll fix this country at some point. Just might take a while. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't really have a lot to say, so I hope they hurry back. Up there he is. Up there they both are. Wow. Right at the same time. And they're sitting down. Jared's sitting down. Now Dad's sitting down.
Okay, that's funny.
What's funny?
We both sat down at the exact same time.
Here we are.
To put our, we both walked in, sat down, put our headphones on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
Are we still live?
We are still live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Yeah. So what do you guys got going this weekend?
Me?
Yeah.
I got to move a shitload of wood.
Exciting. Jared?
Bathroom stuff. Finishing the bathroom.
Exciting.
You're going to do bathroom stuff?
Yeah, bathroom stuff.
Take a couple laxatives, catch up on your reading.
Yeah.
My whole weekend is blocked out for bathroom stuff.
Yeah. The
We're
Wasatch.
gonna hang the cement board and the green drywall, and then try to get it to get the waterproofing done, and then try to get the entire bathroom wall is going to be a concrete slab, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's going to have a thin layer of concrete on top of the cement board and the green drywall. So we're going to try to get that done this weekend, and then next weekend is tiling.
That's gonna be heavy with
Next
crowd, isn't
Sunday.
it?
Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah. Oh,
Does Josh have the gun and he's going to do the shooting himself?
No, I'm going to go with him.
there you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Have fun at the range. Yeah.
All right.
The people down at Wasatch need help with some renovations, so I'm going to run down there. They like sent out a text like, "Hey, if you want to come help us, we'd appreciate it."
Oh,
So-
down at the gym. That's
Yeah.
Swing and clay?
What?
Swinging clay. The gym?
The
Question
G?
mark?
Yes, GYM, Jim.
Chime.
The
Okay.
gym.
Yes. And also, Sammy
How many
hasn't seen.
people who are Zach's age know that the word gym is short for gymnasium?
I do.
Oh,
Because when back in elementary school, when we would
You're
go,
smart.
when we would
Hopefully
go
all
do
of them.
class PE, we would go to the gymnasium.
Oh, we are gonna stain the concrete, Ben. It's actually no. I don't know if this is the right term, if what we're doing is staining or not, but we're gonna put some pigment inside of the concrete so it makes it a certain color, which is different than staining. So no, we're not gonna stain the concrete.
You're gonna make it not gray.
It's gonna be a different pigment of gray.
Close enough. Also, Sammy hasn't seen the last two Avengers movies, so we're gonna watch those this weekend.
Oh, the Endgame and
Endgame
the
and Infinity War. She has
Infinity
not,
War, Infinity War, Endgame.
but apparently she saw the rest of all the important ones. So
Did she see Captain Marvel?
she did, yes.
That's what you know. What's great about that is you didn't have to watch Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, nothing happened.
You didn't watch Captain Marvel. You didn't miss anything,
Yeah,
which is great
which is awesome.
because that chick can consume a satchel of phalluses.
Oh, did you see what she said when there was an interview talking about who could have beat Thanos?
Mm-hmm.
She said that she would have beat Thanos, but he cheated.
Okay, consume a satchel of Richards.
Yeah, she's
Venture forward and consume a satchel of Richards.
there. You go.
That's what I think she should do.
It's like it's just not even the audacity, just the dumbness.
So yeah, there you go. All right,
There we go. Are you guys ready to get going again?
Jared, we're gonna cut at
Can you wrap up the entire episode in half an hour?
no.
All
We're
right,
not going to give people a 30-minute episode on Wednesday.
we can do whatever we want. To be fair.
No, that would be shitty.
Yes, she is, Ryan. Well, yes, I'm trying to think. Ryan says Scarlet Witch is the most powerful MCU character. I'm pretty sure that is canon. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else?
Well, does that how does she compare to Dark Phoenix? Are they two different universes? They're not in the.
Oh no, they're in the same universe, but Dark Phoenix is not as strong as she is. Especially considering when you take into the fact that Dark Phoenix is basically dying at all times.
But I thought she could destroy the world, like if she like got off the.
So could Scarlet Witch.
Ryan Barker says Scarlet Witch is the most powerful MCU character, and that Dark Phoenix is not in the MCU yet.
Oh yeah, that frickin' I almost said naughty words. That frickin'
The X-Men are over here, and the Avengers are over here.
Yeah, and that's not Quicksilver. It's just the same actor. Screw you. Still mad about that.
I know. It's like, what did we just do here?
People have been hoping. We bought Fox. People have been wanting the X-Men to come into the MCU. And then here he is. Here's Quicksilver from the MCU.
Part of the problem with that is the conflict of the conflicts between them.
Dude, they've retconned plenty of crap. They could just be like, oh yeah, the X-Men were over there frickin' sleeping when Thanos invaded.
Yeah, they're like, we're like Switzerland. We're gonna stay out of this one.
Well, actually, no. What they would do is like
Sweden,
like Bald Sorceress Supreme. Is when Thanos was coming down, they were defending their home turf. They were busy.
Who was
the X-Men? Kind of like the Bald Sorceress Supreme, where she was like 3 blocks down, but she wasn't helping with the invasion. That's because she was protecting her house.
Cool.
Yeah. But boom, there you go. That's where the X-Men have been this whole time. Anytime something crazy happened, they freaking were taking care of themselves. Boom, done. It's stupid. Like, come on. You own the company that owns Fox, or owns the people.
You own the company that owns a company. Come on.
Yeah. You own the company that owns the rights to X-Men. Just do it already. What else you got for Phase 5? Frickin' Bucky and Falcon? Who cares? Nobody. That's who. That was rights to
Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah. How excited are you for that one?
New Orleans.
That's a weird answer.
No, Bucky and Falcon. What's interesting?
What?
Is we were talking about Jefferson Parish, and people are like, well, isn't New Orleans in Jefferson Parish? Actually, New Orleans is a consolidated city parish.
Interesting.
So it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Which is surrounded by Jefferson Parish. There you go. Like, why are you talking about that? Well, because we were talking about the whole coyote thing, and so Metairie is in Jefferson Parish, but New Orleans is its own thing.
Nolans.
Kenner, Metairie, all those really nice places where you're super safe. Because I saw there was another cop got shot in New Orleans.
Oh, nice. Hey, so it just occurred to me, we were talking about time restraints, and then we proceeded to go on about Marvel. So we should probably start the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten confirmation yet, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, you'll get confirmation while we're doing the show then. All right.
All right. So, Dad, you can go. I'm the producer, man. I do the producing. So you can go ahead and start us off in 3, 2.
You don't say cut. I say cut. I'm the only one on this set that says cut. Do we understand each other? And if you guys don't know what that's from a rant from the TV show. Speaking of which, did you boys realize that, probably not, that we've been so busy just producing material that we allowed our official 8th anniversary to come and go? We are into our 9th year now of Student of Radio.
Honestly, yeah. I did see that, but I was disappointed because I thought we were closer to 10 years, and 10's a bigger number.
Yeah, 10 is a bigger number than 8.
Yeah.
But we surpassed our 8-year mark. Now we're into year 9 now with Student of the Gun Radio. Take that, people who said we wouldn't last. All right, Wednesday's episode, Brownell's Bullet Points, Homeroom, and 3 stupid things gunmakers keep putting on defensive pistols. All that and more on today's super cool bonus episode of Student of the Gun Radio.
Is it a bonus?
That's it. It is to you.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Hey, Jared, are you there?
I am here.
Did you notice that that Jeff and Jason altered the name of the Black Autumn book and they gave it a new cover? Have you noticed that? They did an update on the Black Autumn book. The original Black Autumn book is now called Black Autumn Surviving the Crash Book 1.
Oh, nice.
By Kirkham and Ross. Yes, indeed. Just a quick little plug for those guys here. They're our bros. They're our buds. So what are we going to talk about today? Yes, indeed. If you guys have, Zach, we have people watching live on Facebook and in Discord and so on and so forth.
Yes, indeed we do.
All right, fantastic. Hello to you for all you live watchers.
I figured out why.
Why?
Because you can do a series, how I'll talk to you about it after the show.
The series.
Yeah.
You want to make sure they're all serious. Speaking of anniversaries, I was doing some research, some student of the gun research, and we're coming up on May 29th of 2015 was when I published the 3 methods to prevent your son from becoming a pusillanimous, weak, soy-fed mangina. And so that was May 29th, 2015. So we're coming up on the 6th anniversary of that. That article was actually the article that inspired the Team Honey Badger book, because the article came first and then the book came second. We decided to do the book because the article touched a chord with tens of thousands of people out there. And most people loved it, and then some people didn't because they are intellectually dishonest and ignorant. All right. Let's go into the Brownell's bullet points of the day. All right, today we're going to talk about this new thing. We touched on it Monday, but we really didn't have time to get into it. One of my big beefs with the current situation of the world is, and it's not just one company. There's been several. I'm a gun guy, and so over a period of time, I've gotten onto the list of PA, and I've gotten onto the list of PSA, and I've gotten onto the list of CF, and I've gotten onto the list of everybody. I get these all day long. I'm getting emails, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I see the topic, I look at it. I think, okay, am I interested in that? Right. And a lot of times I'll click on it and I'll go there, and I have found that often, and it's not just ammo. You're like, oh, of course, ammo's out of stock, Paul.
I'm still trying to figure out what you found.
Which part?
Like what you said, I found it, and then you said it didn't reply to ammo, or it didn't just apply to ammo. I've discovered
that a lot of these companies have this bad habit of sending out emails. I mean, and good for them, It's kind of a catch-22 situation. It's like, it's good for them because they put a product on their email and it's sold out. Now it's not there. But at the same time, what you teach the consumer is don't even bother opening that email because I'm just going to be disappointed. There have been a couple companies that I've gotten emails from. I'm like, I'm not even going to open that email because every time I open an email from you telling me that you got a new exciting thing on sale, it's gone. So what's the point? Right? So it's that catch-22 thing. And believe me, people are conditioned, humans are creatures of habit. And how many times do I have to show you that something's out of stock before you're just like, okay, I get it. It's out of stock. I'm not even going to come back anymore.
Yeah.
I get it. It's out of stock. I'm moving on with my life. I'm going to go somewhere else. And so what Brownells has done is they've acknowledged that. They understand that as a huge 30, 40, 50 year, I don't know how old Brownells is now anyway, but as a seasoned company, they realize that.
Well, they've been serious about firearms since 1939.
There you go. So do the math, freaks.
So there you go.
Do the subtraction and addition. So what they got smart, and they're like, here's the deal. What we're going to do is we're going to create a section on our site that only lists in-stock products. And if the product's out of stock, it's gone.
Yep.
It's not on that site. So when you go there, you don't have to be disappointed. Like, oh, well, you're all excited. So it's called the Armory. It's a new feature from Brownells. It's there right now. And you can go to you got a hyperlink for it, Jared.
Yep, I dropped a hyperlink in the notes, and for those of you that are listening live, I'm going to drop it in here too, because I'm a nice guy.
Yes, indeed. So they've got braces, they got barrels, they got receivers upper, receivers lower, they got stock kits, they got AR-15 part kits, they've got handguns, rifles, magazines, and bullets, ammunition, brass, all that good stuff. So, anybody who's coming to visit with us this summer, if you want to negotiate about primers or anything like that, just let me know offline, okay? I know somebody who has primers.
Hey, Zach, what does the word dumbness mean?
Dumbness.
Dumbness?
Yeah, it's in the live stream. It's in the post that you put up, because it says the title, and then it says powered by, and then it says dumbness.
Yeah, the dumb things that people are doing in guns.
Oh, okay.
How
about something that people could understand?
Well, here's the thing. We were going quickly. Also, people know the word dumbness. Dumbness is
dumbness.
I didn't make that word up.
Dumbness.
Yeah, we were in a hurry.
Cats and kittens. All right, cats and kittens. So the whole point of this story, besides the dumbness, is the fact that Brownells has a new section on their website called the Armory. And if you go there, whatever you click on will be in stock. Okay. When it goes out of stock, it's gone from there, and you don't have to. And that's been a frustration that I've been having, is you go to an online retailer, and I have to scroll through 3 pages of out of stock crap to find something that's in stock. And like I said, humans, okay, I'll go 1 page. Okay, I get it. Nothing's in stock. I'm gone, and I'm out of here. I'm somewhere else. And that's not what you want for your customers. And we don't want to do that.
Yeah, it would be fantastic if we could always have everything in stock.
However,
that's not the case right now. However, Brownells did a really good job. They kind of thought about it differently. They're like, well, instead of doing that, and now in emails and stuff, it might still be the same, because you can't change a link. Actually, it's not true. But anyway, the Brownells Armory, they did a really good job at kind of compiling everything and making it easy for the end user, the customer, us, to see what is actually in stock, rather than having to waste time scrolling through stuff, unless you just want to be jealous because somebody else got that thing and you didn't.
Yeah, there's a definite frustration level, and don't get me wrong. What's going to happen is things are going to run out, and I don't think Brownells has someone monitoring it 24 hours a day. But what they've done is they've attempted to do something for you guys. They've attempted to help you in this time of frustration. That is the end of that story. That's, what I almost want. I don't need it. I don't need it, but I really am looking hard at this KE Arms lower, the monolithic polymer lowers. It's got the.
Does anybody, when they're buying gun stuff or gun parts, guns or gun accessories, do they ever say, I don't really need that? It's like, no, but I want it.
Well, there's been some times they're like, well, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, if you want it, then buy it.
This is where my brain goes now. All right, the KE Arms, the monolithic lower, it actually looks like an A1 and an M16A1 stock. So it has a lot of real estate on it. It's not a retractable tubey thing. And when I see that as a Duracoat project.
Yeah.
I see that and I think, ooh, there's real estate for me to put stuff on, whether it's templates or, patterns or pictures or, whatever. I'm thinking, oh, Punisher skull right there. Yeah. I am going to do, and I went out, you guys said, Paul, you've been teasing this for weeks. I went out into the shop and I went into my Duracoat, my gun refinishing bin, and I discovered that I do, and I had actually forgotten about this. I got one this summer, a brand new template roll of a skull template roll. Brand new one. Remember we got it when we went there.
Yeah.
Duh. But what I don't have is, as I used up my last can of slightly darker black. So I'm going to have to order some slightly darker black. But I got plenty of True Strip cinnamon. I got plenty of cinnamon. And I got the adhesion promoter, and I've got the clear matte finish. I've got that stuff. I just need to get some slightly darker black. And I think what I'm going to use for the base is they have, they don't just, it's kind of like when you go into your local hardware store and you ask for white paint, and they're like, you want eggshell, you want ivory, you want, what white do you want? We don't just have white. Duracoat's the same way. Like, I want white. Which white do you want? And they actually have a white color that is, I think it's called like snow or winter or something like that. It's a blend, kind of like a whitish gray. And I'm thinking, with my little brain here, I'm thinking, oh, if I'm going to do a base coat for the Punisher guns, because I want the skulls to be a whitish color, and then I'm going to go all around it with a slightly darker black, right? So I'm thinking the white snow that isn't super bright white, it's kind of a subdued white gray. I'm thinking that in my brain housing group, I'm thinking that would be good.
That would look pretty cool.
That would be good. And you say, how many colors do these freaks at Brownells or Duracoat have? Many. They have all of them. No, they can't possibly have all the colors. Try them.
I was told by the man himself that if you send him a color, he can match it.
That's right. He's like, oh, we don't have that? I'll take the Pepsi challenge. You send me that thing and we can do it. So if you're one of those guys, do that. So anyway, that's where my brain goes when I see that. When I see a lot of real estate on a gun, I was like, ooh, Duracoat patterns. That would look cool. I could do that in the Cryptek pattern. Yes, indeed. So the moral of the story for Brownell's Bullet Points this week is they have a new section called the Armory. We have a hot link in the show notes. So go there, or be square. All right. I already mentioned Duracoat. Talked about slightly darker black. Talked about the Snow White. Snow White. I don't think it's called Snow White. It could be called Snow White. I don't know. They have the template patterns, and they have this little crazy thing called Duracoat University. And at Duracoat University, you can learn how to be a super cool guy and do funky patterns. You guys have seen the patterns that we've done. You see the Occam Defense, the ODS 1775. You've seen the pictures of that in the jungle tiger stripe camouflage. I did that. I was able to do that myself because I went to Duracoat University. Oh, is that true, Paul? It's true. I'm nodding my head up and down. It's true. It's true. So, yep, you can do all that and more if you go to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com because life is too short
to have an ugly gun.
Yes, indeed. We'll give a little quick plug for our boys at SWAT Fuel. I think I might be taking some 9mm plus P today.
I am definitely going to be doing that. I've got to lift.
Why is that, Paul? Because
let me change that. I don't have to lift. I get to lift.
You get to lift. You have the opportunity. I had the opportunity yesterday. Today, I have a great big pile of split cut firewood that is outside of the house, and it needs to come inside of the house and go into the wood storage room. And the only way that's going to happen is if this guy does it. I don't have any teenagers living in my house to move freaking firewood. What's up with that?
I'm not to the point
have
in
to move the
fatherhood
wood.
where I get to benefit from all the work that you put in as when they're babies.
You only get like a 10-year window where they're physically capable humans, where you can give them an assignment and know that it'll actually get done. Because there's no point in like telling them what to do and giving your child an assignment or a task and then having to stand there and watch them the whole time, mowing the lawn or shoveling snow or something like that. Anyway. So long story short, I'm probably going to be taking some 9mm plus P today. You could too if you went to swatfuel.com. And they've got 9mm plus P energy formula. You know what, Jared? I have to wonder how many casual listeners just kind of float into our show and I say they have 9mm plus P in stock and they get all jazzed excited. And they're like, no way. And they're like, oh, that's some kind of workout supplement. That's not ammunition. Oh, now I'm a sad, disappointed listener.
Those poor guys. We're sorry.
You got to be a dedicated listener. These drive-by listeners that just like grab little pieces here and there, they're not getting the full experience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, and Zach has something to say to you.
ShopSOTG.com is the perfect place to go if you are a student of the gun. Whether you want to expand your brain, increase your marksmanship, or help keep your family safe. All that, plus the pimp hand brands that you love. ShopSOTG.com has almost anything that an American patriot would want. Education, enlightenment, and entertainment, and we're open 24/7. Check out ShopSOTG.com today and see for yourself. And we're going to cut it there because they got stuff to do.
Yep, we're going to cut it right there, and then we can come back, and we've got a clean break to finish.
All right. So, guys, we'll be back in later time. How long do you think this will take, guys?
Don't know.
We'll just go ahead and knock it out and put it up. So
then we won't be back, and thank you for tuning in live.